Hey, what's going on, everyone? First off, welcome to the channel. Today what we're gonna cover is 5 reasons why you should use smart locks for all of your units, right? Where it's allowed. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it right off. So the first reason, right, is gonna be convenience, right? What do I mean by that? I mean, pretty much basically what I'm saying is you don't wanna have to do key drop-offs, right? Who really wants to take time out of their day to have to go and meet a guest to drop off the keys? And in today's age, most guests, they actually prefer to be able to check in without you being present. Now, another reason why you want to do that is not only is it convenient, you're able to also create remotely unique temporary codes for each of your guests. And that's big because you don't want guests entering when they shouldn't be, whether that's after their checkout or prior to when they're supposed to check in. So that's another big reason, right? Another good reason why you want to have locks, smart locks, is because you want to know exactly who's entering and when they're entering, right? This is really good for, cleaners. If you ever need to talk to any of your cleaners about tardiness or anything like that, you'll be able to know exactly when the key code is being checked. And another bonus tip on that is it allows you to know when you want to check your camera system because that door has been opened, right? So you're able to now monitor on so many different levels because you're getting notified with when your locks are being opened, and you'll know exactly who's opening it, right? So for the next tip, reason number 4, right, is you don't want to have any lost or even worse, any copied keys, right? We don't want guests losing keys because now then someone has to go and drop off another key, right? Unless you have a lockbox, and that's just something that you don't want to do because you don't want a bunch of your keys floating around because it becomes a major security concern, especially if someone decides that they want to copy a key, right? They could love your unit so much that they may think that they can re-enter when they want to. So they could try to be slick, get a copy of your key, and then try to re-enter. That's a major security concern, right? So that's another reason. And the 5th reason is going to be because you want to be able to disable codes for unwanted guests, right? So let's say anytime a reservation is canceled, let's say it's prior to their check-in or, it's during their check-in, right? Because they may have tried to have an unwanted or unauthorized party, right? And so you had to go through Airbnb to get their reservation canceled. And if they have a key, it can be difficult for you to actually retrieve your keys. But if you have a code, as soon as they leave, or even while they're still in there, you can disable the code. So that way, once they leave, they cannot re-enter with the same code, because you'll also be able to unlock and lock your doors as well, right? And then also sometimes guests will cancel after they may have received the information. You didn't want them to receive your lockbox code for your keys, right? Or you didn't want to give them the key and then they decide to cancel right after. And then you have to go retrieve the key. So it's always best to go with smart locks. And those are my 5, top reasons of why you should be using smart locks for all of your units. It makes it a much smoother process for you and also for your guests. So go ahead and use smart locks. Now, the main lock that I like to use is called the Sludge Encode. It works specifically with the app called Amazon by Key, right? So the name of the app is Key by Amazon, actually. So with that code, you're able to do so many different things, right? You're able to pretty much just manage it right there in the app, and it simply connects with your Amazon, account. So easy process to set up, and it's very simple to unlock and lock your lock right there from the app. Another reason why I like to use the Sludge Encode is because I don't ship packages, but if I was to ship packages with the Sludge Encode, it can connect with what's called the Ring camera, and the Ring camera will allow me to allow the Amazon delivery guys to drop off the packages inside the home, right? So these are just some tips and I guess extra tips that should be. All right, so I got some bonus tips real quick for the video. Now, one of the things you really want to do is don't provide the code prior to their check-in time. There's a couple of reasons for that, right? You can give them the address, you can give them the Wi-Fi, you can give them the welcome pack, everything. But when you give them the code, they may feel like they can check in when they want to. And that's not something that you want, right? Now, we know that you're not gonna make the code active prior to 3 p.m., but what if they show up and the previous guest hasn't checked out and the door just so happens to be open, right? You don't want them to feel like they can go ahead and enter and then now a guest can be startled, right? Or even your cleaners could be there and they could feel uncomfortable with your guests trying to check in early, and they may feel rushed, and then you don't want your cleaners to feel rushed, because if our cleaners feel rushed, they can miss things, and when they miss things, it can lead to bad reviews and a bad experience for the guests. So make sure that you provide everything outside of the code right before their check-in time. I usually just give them the code at 3 p.m. and give them a heads up that you're going to provide them the code for security purposes at their agreed upon check-in time.